gast. Dat hebben we aardig gebold. 11 wickets.
Jane,
ja. Zijn we al live? We zijn live, top.
Shit, ik moet zeggen dat mensen geen weten.
Goede start, het halve werk. Goedemiddag. Avond.
Ja, het is al
avond. Nou, het is best een goede sfeer. Als ik hier een beetje om me heen kijk, zie ik een mannetje of 50 publiek. Op het balkon ook nog een mannetje of 30. Dus start. Yes, the start.
Ladies and gentlemen, very welcome from VRA Cricket in the Amsterdam Forest for the finals of the T20 Cup of Netherlands Cricket between Excelsior and between VOC. VOC beating HCC this morning in the semi-final and Excelsior beating Punjab this afternoon to make it to the final. Excelsior won the toss, elected to bat to set the total. If you would be the captain, Klaas-Jan van Noordwijk, would you have chosen batting or fielding?
Hello Ed van Nierop, hello. I would have batted first as well. I think it's good to have the runs on the board. And I think the pitch is deteriorating a little bit. We saw in the previous game of Excelsior against Punjab that the Punjabis had a bit of trouble scoring the runs because the pitch slowed down a little bit. So I think it's going to continue slowing down. So I presume that VOC will have to work harder for the runs than Excelsior have to do.
And also we had a bit of rain. It's quite moist.
Outfield is still wet.
Outfield is wet, so
if it stays dry, it will be dry. So the ground will be a bit quicker. Our first ball almost being bowled. It's Arnav Jain opening the bowling for VOC. In the previous match, VOC started very well bowling wise. They only conceded about 10 runs in the first 4 overs. Let's see how they do now, because now it's only 8 overs.
Michael Hart facing. And immediately some interesting bounce and tennis, and it kicked a little bit.
It kicked, yeah, definitely.
And you can see the plan of attack of VOC to get through the overs quickly.
They won't mind a single, I think.
Captain Roel Verhagen, the lefty facing now.
We hear celebrations on the other field next to us. VOC seconds are playing the final as well there.
Is it?
Yes.
You're well informed,
It's a good day.
Klaas-Jan.
It's a good day for VOC. Stayed low.
Yes, and also why would you go back on a pretty long delivery? The teams faced each other during the first round of the tournament in June, and it was Excelsior that beat VOC then. So in case there's no result here, Excelsior will be the crowned champions.
So to whom would you put your money on? Which is your favorite today?
Well, I would say especially a little bit more carry than
what have of Rambas Upadhyaya for 2 runs.
That was a thick nick. I would put my money on VOC, to be honest. I mean, 8 overs with the likes of
Max O'Dowd
being a big hitter. Scott Edwards obviously being a handy player. And especially in the semi-final, Excelsior looked a bit thin on batting. So I was a bit surprised to see them elected to bat. While we see the first boundary of the we see the way forward in the forest. So you're thinking the choice of the captain of Excelsior to bat first is to add some scoreboard pressure?
I think so too. I think a score of 60, 70 would be a reasonable score here.
We had 2 low-scoring games
Exactly.
before, and I don't think the conditions have improved very much. It was good to see that both teams really wanted to play this match and helped the ground staff out during the rain interval. That was quite nice to see.
Yeah, they want to play, of course, especially the VOC guys, because if there was no match, then Excelsior would have been champions. So it was in the interest of VOC to make the game possible.
Keeping low a little bit.
Piers Fletcher, first ball.
Yeah, it's bound to keep low now with the conditions we have. So
yeah, maybe it's a bit
getting
irregular.
forward.
I think some balls will pop a little bit. Maybe, I'm not sure. We'll have a look.
yeah, you need a slog here and there and a bit of luck, considering it's a 8-over innings.
I have to say the fielding has been fantastic in the first match, VOC against HCC. One dropped catch on both sides, but for the rest the fielding was quite good. Good catches, good throwing, no big mistakes.
And also in the second match, pretty good fielding.
Yeah, one dolly was dropped.
Yeah,
second match. Yeah,
it's a bit of a large ground for a T20 match, I would say.
Yeah,
and especially now with the damp outfield, it's I think short. Netherlands obviously qualified for the T20 World Cup next year, and the 50-over one-day World Cup in India later in the year.
Shot.
And what a beautiful shot
Great
there.
shot on the up. Driven past point. It was a kind of a square drive.
Being very patient to wait for the ball.
Yeah.
And obviously, Klaas-Jan, you played a World Cup here and there with the Dutch. That is going to be a massive experience for the boys that qualified for India at first.
It's going to be fantastic.
October, November, and then next June in USA, which is going to be an experience in itself in former baseball stadiums, which are now going to be remodeled into cricket stadiums. So you obviously watched the proceedings in Zimbabwe?
I certainly did, and what impressed me most is the batting. It has been excellent. I mean, the shots guys played, like Vikramjit, like Bas de Lede, and also Max Oudard and Scott Edwards, they really played some excellent innings, good shots. Of course, Logan van Beek in the end against West Indies, that was high class. I mean, that's almost 4 runs. No, it's only 2 runs. No, and I think going to India, I've been to India in '96, and a lot has changed, of course. And actually, I was talking to Doreen Code, the chairman of VRA, about the way things have changed during the years. And what changed most, I think, is the approachability of the players. In '96, the players could be approached by anybody almost, and now they're being cut off from the outside world, and the only thing they see are hotels, cricket grounds, and restaurants, and maybe the occasional day off, and police escorts.
Yeah.
So it's you have less freedom as a player, and I think that's one of the things I really enjoyed in India, because we had one bodyguard, and of course he was very good, but only one, and we could go wherever we wanted. no barriers. And nowadays, the next World Cup in South Africa, we had well, at least 5 or 6 bodyguards always around us, and wherever we went, we had to take one of those guys with us. And it's only getting worse and worse. And I think that's not a nice aspect of this.
Well, I must say it's also a new dimension to these players. Obviously, playing their cricket in Holland. I was tell the example. I was lucky enough to be involved with Netherlands cricket as a team manager for 8 years, and you would come out of a country like India or Bangladesh, where you would be harassed and touched by everybody in the street almost, and then you return at Schiphol Airport, and that's the first wicket down.
That's the first wicket bowled, and that was Buran Nia's bowling.
Michael Hart losing his wicket, going back on a pretty long delivery, I would say.
Yes.
Making some room
Sorry,
for himself.
it was Asif Sandbak's bowling. Sorry, I was completely wrong. Asif Sandbak's, and yeah, it was quite a straightforward pitch stop ball delivery. You went back.
First ball of the third over, 16 runs on the board. Excelsior losing their first wicket. Only an 8-over game. Power play already done, 2 overs. Is that correct? 2 overs per bowler, that's for sure.
Are the first 2 overs the power play? Is that always? Or can you, as a betting side, choose when the power play?
No, you can choose. I don't think, I couldn't spot from the commentary position we have here whether they took it or not. I don't believe so.
I don't think so yet, no.
Anyway, coming back to the difference between playing cricket in the subcontinent and when you get harassed in the streets and in the hotels and in the stadiums, obviously, and then you return.
But in a positive way, I think.
Yeah. And then return home, and there's 3 mothers at Schiphol
4
Airport.
runs, good shot. First ball up.
The bottom hand involved.
Yeah.
Very handy. It's going to be a massive experience for the guys.
And playing the top teams. And I mean they qualified as number 10 of the world. I mean that's fantastic. I mean they left Zimbabwe behind them, they left West Indies behind them. Ireland.
Scotland always a tough cookie.
Yeah, but we're always beating them.
Yeah, my view is they had the best team when they became ICC full member, and then after that, obviously they had to refresh their squad a little bit.
Yeah, they never hit the same level again.
No, I don't think they hit the same level ever again. You're right. And of course, the format of the World Cup in India is phenomenal. No group stage. It's just a round robin of 9.
Yeah, everybody plays each other.
9 matches, with obviously the grand finale in Bangalore, playing in the Chinnaswamy Stadium against India.
That is brilliant. Playing 9 matches. I mean that's
quick running. That's very very sharp. I've seen quite a few runs
not being taken today.
That they didn't take today. Not running the first run as they should, quickest possible way.
Nice. Some people are walking in front of the screen.
Crowd catch.
That's always nice. Feeling on your own bowling.
Yeah.
You suddenly, people who never feel the ball suddenly on their own bowling, they take everything.
It's a nice shot. Again, well timed. Really cleanly hit. That's the thing we didn't see very often in the first 2 matches, I would say, today. Not a lot of clean hitting going on. It was hard to time the ball, I would say.
Especially in the second match. A lot of guys got caught, especially in the Punjab innings.
Yeah.
They got caught on the boundary. In the first match, actually, there were quite a few 6s on this side. There were 2 went in the slot, 1 over the slot, and shot some proper 6
Yeah, let me correct
Oh,
you
correct.
there, Klaas-Jan. You called it the ACC end, but it's obviously the Mulders end, and the other side, the other end is the city end.
All right, yes, we had to choose some names.
Yes, I understand, but
Thank you for correcting me. Yeah.
no
We call it
issue
the
there.
Hurley end and the ACC end,
No,
of
it's,
course.
it's the city end, obviously at the city end. I wonder where
Exactly,
they got the
yeah.
name from.
The big city of Amsterdam.
And the Mulder end, obviously, is the Mulder family that was
Yes,
quite involved in cricket
VRA.
at this club.
Well,
and
your
it's-
family's been involved as well.
We like to think so, but
So maybe in a few years, instead of city end, we should call it the Van Nierop end.
well, or the Van Nierop tree somewhere. I don't know, something funny. No, we've been involved. All right. Very unorthodox
Ooh.
shot, but
Good
we made it.
feeling.
It's always tough when the ball bounces like a meter in front of you. Some
It's fielded by Jelten Schoonheim, one of the stalwarts of this VOC team.
still
actually-
wearing the number 10.
Exactly, and I've played with him actually for quite a few years. I think for 4 or 5 years even. So he's been around well for a long time. Because I stopped playing in 2005 for VOC. So it's now it's 18 years later now, and he's still around. That's actually quite impressive.
Yeah,
He's 41 now.
fit as a fiddle. I wonder where he got the genes from. I mean, his father obviously. How old is he now? René Schoonheim?
I think he told me 78.
78 and
And
still
he quit playing
active.
cricket. No, he quit playing cricket.
He did.
But well, I've played with him and against him, and I think he's the Dutch person with the most caps behind his name. There's nobody who played more cricket matches than René Schoonheim.
Even
I
now. Oh, you mean in the domestic?
Well, wherever he
international.
went to England to
Yeah.
play games, and every season he played at least 40, 50 games. Every visiting team he was
In
he would
his
play
days,
against.
the Dutch team didn't play as many.
No, I mean with caps. I don't mean the caps for the Dutch 11. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean caps
No,
for any team.
the team plays now,
And then-
even though it should be way more because it's so hard for the squad to prepare for a tournament if you don't have any fixtures in the planning. You know,
Yeah.
I believe the KNCB is now planning a couple of matches on the back of the ICC general meeting that took place in Durban this week. I believe there's quite some interest to play Holland all of a sudden. I wonder why. Obviously on the back of the recent results. And it would be just great if teams would do a stopover on the way to England or Ireland or wherever to play the Dutch. I mean,
Yeah.
the facilities we have, we've got 2, 3 brilliant. It's well placed, this shot.
Oh, hard luck. Well fielded. He slipped away.
Difficult, yeah. Bit of spin on the ball.
What about cricket in the Olympics?
Yeah.
They say 2028 might be an option.
I don't see it happening, to be honest. I don't think the BCCI will ever allow international cricket to be played
Outside the sphere
outside
of
the BCCI influence sphere. Yeah,
the... Yeah.
it's clever bowling. I mean, taking off
Yeah.
the pace. Only a single.
And there's also the issue with the West Indies, because you have Trinidad, Tobago, they're separate countries. They're playing for their own country in the Olympics. And yeah, the West Indies is a gathering of a few
The main
countries.
issue is going to be how can you do a pre-Olympic qualification series? Because basically the Olympic thought is everybody should be able to
Yeah.
compete. That means 220 cricketing nations.
Exactly.
So how do you in the future tours program, which is already packed, very late appeal?
It was worth it. You never know. I thought it was out from here.
Yes,
That was a good shot.
Bit of fun. It's obviously a bit of a strange format to play 2 times 8 overs. 35 of 4 for the loss of 1 wicket.
Yeah, they still have 9 wickets in hand. I think they should maybe even take some more risks.
100%. And with Lorenzo Ingram still on the bench, who saw them like balloons in the earlier match today, he's probably the next man in. Would you?
I would put him
Would
in
you
as
agree?
soon as possible. Maybe get one of the players retired and get him in.
Lots happening on the second ground. Don't know whether you're able to hear this, but it's loud.
Oh, well, both, yes. I spoke to Jelte and I said, well, what happened in the previous match, because he was mixing them up, but he was bowling a lot of white as well. So he told me he might be bowling a bit more one-paced, but the first ball is obviously a slower one. So let's see what he's doing in the next couple of days.
That's definitely the plan by the looks of it, to take off the pace, to make the batsman play big shots.
And it's a good plan, I think, because it's a slow wicket, it's a big ground. So where do you get the pace off? You have to really do it yourself.
Yeah, you have to sort of slog. That is a run-out opportunity.
Ooh,
Easy second in the end. Well run.
that's good running. First run quick.
Stan van Troost, quick on his feet. Familiar name
In Dutch cricket.
in Dutch cricket and Excelsior. Ooh, that's a miss-hit, but it lands safe. That's always difficult when you see the artificial strip, when it lands around the artificial strip. You never know as a fielder where the ball will end up.
It's going to roll past you or it's going to bounce
Or in your mouth.
in your face. Well, so far it's been a good over by Jelte.
Yep. Now he has to mix up the left-hander, the line.
Well, it's all about preventing boundaries in this stage. I mean, if you can bowl an over without boundaries, you've done well, because the batsmen have to run for their runs.
Feeling it. Always difficult to pick up the stump with the ball in your hand when there's a broken wicket.
What's the rule on that? Do you have to pick up the ball first and then the stump, or can you run with the stump towards the ball?
You have to break the wicket with ball in hand.
Okay, yeah. So first you need to have the
You
ball.
have to have the ball.
Ooh, well bowled. Let's stop bowling.
Yeah, I've seen some quicker deliveries of Jelte in his life, so he's
Yeah, it's a good plan. It's working.
definitely working.
That keeps going back now, so I think he will bowl a bit quicker.
That's his usual. And there's a ball with a toupee going to the outfield. It just nearly missed the head of Jelte. 5 overs gone, 41 for 1. I think Excelsior really needs to tee off now.
Yeah,
To,
3 overs left, 9 wickets in hand. I think we have to go for the shots now.
I still haven't seen the power play called. Have you?
No. And what I also miss in their batting is charging. Nobody has charged bowlers yet. It's one of the things. Well,
So if you win the toss and elect to bat, you obviously must set the total. So you must, especially with 9 wickets in hand, you must somehow
take some risks and
take some risks. That's the beauty about the game of cricket, the sport of cricket. It's a constant choice between risk and
reward.
And it's
a banker's game.
It's like chess on turf. And that the phenomenon that you have it's basically individual when you're batting.
Yeah.
But you have a partnership in the middle, which obviously causes some issues when there's some misunderstandings.
Exactly.
So that's why the game
is a team game in the field when you're fielding.
It's a beautiful, beautiful game. It was there for the shot.
Oh, that's
very quick run. Very quick run. I think he made it. No, he's given out.
He's out. He's out.
They have to do stuff like this.
Yeah.
I think it's a good plan because now Ingram is making some moves there in the dugout, putting on his helmet, and that's the next man in. They had to take the run.
Yeah. I might even have opened with Ingram, but
that's why you were never captain.
Exactly.
No. No, I heard you speak about the innings in South Africa in 2003 against Namibia. You've experienced some beautiful things in our beautiful game. The game has evolved, I would say.
A lot.
The T20 format, obviously, everybody thought it was going to ruin the game, but it's actually helped the game. Don't you agree?
Exactly. It made the game quicker, more attractive. The run rate has gone up in Test cricket, in 50-over cricket, and the new shots have been invented. I mean,
it even makes 50-over cricket look a little bit boring in the middle 10 overs, I would say. Maybe it would be an option to go back to 40 overs or something.
Yeah,
you know? Because the middle 10 overs are always a little bit like a lull in the...
they score 6 runs an over, single, and maybe 2 here, and
I really enjoyed when I was still involved with Netherlands cricket as a team manager to take the team to the CB40 tournament in England. We were fortunate enough to play 3 seasons in England, the CB40 and later the YB40 tournament, and I think that helped Netherlands cricket in a massive way.
Regular exposure to good cricket.
And play on phenomenal surfaces in phenomenal stadiums. I mean, just imagine if you almost on a weekly basis be allowed to play in the beautiful stadiums we know from TV. You see, they're even fielding defensively VOC just to save runs.
Yeah.
You're never going to bowl them out, so why would you take a risk like this? Just stop the flow of runs.
Yeah.
But that was a super 3 years, and first year the team got slaughtered. Second year improved massively, and then the third year almost made it to the quarterfinals.
And then they were kicked out.
The ECB decided that they couldn't handle that Dutch team making
beating
it,
English teams.
Yeah, so that was a bit unfortunate. I don't know whether that was the reason, but I think it played a role.
Yeah, you don't want to feed your enemy, do you?
No, and that could be an option there. No. Again, saving runs. It makes sense. Singles are fine.
Yeah.
With the likes of Scott Edwards and Max O'Dowd in your squad, you must obviously back yourself in the second innings, passing 45 runs after almost 6 overs. Again, not getting it off the square almost. It's hard to time the ball by the looks of it.
Yeah. That's like I said, it's getting slower and slower, so it will be harder and harder to get the ball out of the park. Having said that, it's only 8 overs, so it won't deteriorate that much. I think if you play 20 overs, it will be deteriorating a bit more in the second innings. We've now had almost 50 overs on this track. No, what I say? 40, 20, 40, 60, 80, 86 overs now.
And a massive rain shower with where the track got a bit exposed to rain, because it really chucked it down
quite heavily,
in a big way, yeah.
Well, but like you were saying, cricket has evolved, and you can also see with the Dutch 11, they have evolved tremendously, and especially the last year. You see guys like Vikramjit Singh and Bas de Lede really performing well. They really stood up a level, and
I think the Super League helped also.
Yeah.
When they qualified in 2000, clipped top of leg stump, and Jelte takes a wicket.
Fantastic. The old geezer.
Well, he's a youngster still, but for the playing
41. Well done.
Amazing. Really well done. No, so the Super League really helped. The qualification for that league in 17, I think it was amazing. And obviously ending last was always in the cards in that pool, but the exposure and the experience, phenomenal.
Yeah, you take it with you. And what you see now is that we have some a lot of homegrown guys as well. Oh, sorry. Sorry, we're having some drinks. Hello, thank you very much. Cheers.
Cheers.
Being taken good care of by Doreen.
The chairman of VRA, always there, always happy, always smiling.
She told us it's now her 10th year as president of VRA, which is really a massive effort. Everybody that does work like that for any club should be saluted.
Yes. And the thing is, I've known Doreen for a long time now, since 1993, so that's about 30 years now, and she's always happy, always laughing, always there in for a joke, always positive, and great host, great person to have in your club. She's lots of energy, and she gets things done as well. So hail to the chief.
Hail to any board member of any club.
Yeah.
A very, very slow delivery.
It was too.
And again, not middled, exactly. Good effort in the outfield, maxed out, picking up.
I thought it was going to be easy 4 runs,
Yeah.
but
As said earlier, it's hard to middle the ball with all the... And obviously taking the pace of Egil Verhagen. That is a cricket delivery in the slot.
woo,
I
that is a
mean,
big six.
That is buffet bowling, I would say.
Yeah.
It's a pity we didn't have the chance to play T20 cricket. Did you?
I've never played it in my days.
In competitive cricket, no. But
Well, we played one match against Hermes DVS. We had a rain-affected match, and it ended up in a 2020 match. And we were batting first, and I opened the batting with Bas Zuiderend. And after 10 overs, we had 100 runs. I was out 51, and then Bas took it with, I'm not sure, I think it was Robbie de Wit. And we ended up having 210 runs in 20 overs.
yeah.
Bassi scored 98 or something. And then Ron de Favre bowled his 4 overs. He bowled 24 Yorkers. I think that's 3 runs against him in those 4 overs. So
Unbelievable.
in the end, it was an easy win for us.
He's always competitive. It's
Yeah.
amazing.
But
And
I
still
mean,
fit
you
as
just
still.
Still a
involved
coin
is-
in him, and he just bowls whatever you want.
Yeah, put a coin on the strip.
I mean, 24 Yorkers. That's amazing.
Yeah, with a smile on his face, like
Yeah,
you
can't.
tossers.
Yeah. So what are you gonna do?
Yeah, it's very competitive. At any sport, you
Yeah.
any ball you toss at him, he probably does well. Very gifted.
Oh!
What
What
was
happened
that?
there?
A wide?
Wide and 2 byes. But I think
Wide
if you have a
signal
look at
by umpire Nitin Bhatti. Probably correct.
probably correct, yes. But if you have a look at the players now, then like a guy like Bas de Lede, I mean, he bowls almost 90 miles an hour. He bats, well, I haven't seen any Dutch player bat like that in my days. It's really, I mean, it's stylish, it's effective, it's brutal at some stages.
Just to ask you,
Yeah.
with this happening, if you see a Max O'Dowd now running for this ball on a damp evening, imagine getting injured now just before the start of the preparations for the World Cup.
Yeah, that would be devastating.
That must be in the back of his mind. Wouldn't you?
I'm not
say
sure
so?
if he's thinking about it now, that far ahead. I think he's now concentrating on the game, but
Imagine missing out on a
yeah,
world event like that by some
by a stupid mistake
stupid
or
trip
little
over
slip.
whatever, a slip, yeah. That must be in the back of his mind. We should ask him.
Let's ask him. He's now coming our way.
Towards the commentary position.
I like his fisherman's head. It's a bit
Fitting to his hairdo.
like Jack Russell back in the day.
Yeah.
Who was wore the sunglasses and the hat. He used to joke that if he put his head off, then his glasses come along with it,
Yeah, yeah,
and his moustache.
Jack. Here we go. That should be out, and it
Oh,
is. That's
good
a
catch.
beautiful taking catch.
Good catch.
First ball, the 8th over. Very good catch.
That's a great effort. It was hit hard. It's always happy. You're always happy if you get a wicket in the last over. It means that
It's
a new batsman
amazing
in.
that you the first shot you middle and then you get caught. This was the first proper sounding shot in a while. It's a terrible game. Good knock though.
Roelverhagen was uit. Next batsman in, Rens Heinsbroek.
27 runs, decent innings. Took care of half the total of Excelsior so far almost.
So it's 61 for 4 after 7.1 overs.
5 more balls to come in this innings.
Because the outfield is a bit slower, the pitch is slower, so you need to run more. It's harder to hit a 6, especially if you take the pace of the ball. It's a defensive field setting.
Crucial couple of balls. No, he finds the fielder.
Everybody's at the end of the inner circle. Oh, there's another catch.
Another catch.
Yes! It's called
Special
practice.
doesn't drop those.
No.
He prefers some gloves on
They
it.
have to go for the shots, and it's always, in hindsight, you can say, yeah, pick a single every ball. You get 6 runs more instead of trying to hit it out of the park.
Yeah. Choices. Again, that makes our sport very interesting.
In hindsight, you're always right. We should have batted first. Or we should have fielded first.
We still don't know whether 60 is a competitive score. It's right, 4 balls to face.
Batsman is Rens van Troost, son of former international Luc van Troost. Great player, good bowler, good batsman, dangerous batsman. He could really whack the ball hard. And his son is also quite talented. So let's see what he's doing the last couple of balls.
Nice to see family names going from generation to generation in cricket.
Yeah.
That could be 2 if they run quick.
Yeah.
See, miss hits get you runs. It's amazing.
It's the best it's the shot of the day. No. It was well bowled actually.
I still have we had the power play? It's hard to see from the
I think we took
commentary
him the
box.
first 2 overs of them.
Must have been, yeah. That's a big shot.
Yeah, that's 6.
That should be 6.
Yeah, that's 6. That's a handy 6.
They are very valuable runs.
So now they're at 70 runs.
As you said, he can bat. Rens van Troost. straight out of the seats,
Out of
in
the blocks,
dugout,
yeah.
and then
I've never hit my
Timing.
first ball for 6. I've never done that.
that's really, really quality. He's waiting for it, like a baseball stance almost. And another one. He almost murdered Klaas-Jan van Noordwijk in the commentary box. But a
Ik
great
dacht ook, maar
finish.
ik was te laat.
A great finish. To run for our lives
Actually,
here.
I'm being told I had to catch the ball by the audience, by the spectators. There's 12
Those
runs.
12
There's
runs
only
could
12 runs.
prove-
Might be important for this course of the match.
Could be proved valuable. So the total is 76
76 after
for the
8
loss
overs.
of 5 wickets after the allotted 8 overs. Then we have a
9.5
break
an
of
over.
20 minutes, and we would like to come back to you.
Right, we're back again at the VRA cricket ground with the finals of the T20 Cup. VOC is batting, they have to score 77 runs to win. And the batsmen in are Max O'Dowd and Jain. No, Burlan Nias.
Yes, you're right.
27, Burlan
Yep.
Nias.
27. You're right.
No, sorry, François Fourie, number 7. Sorry. I
It's
thought it
hard
was
to see
27.
from the
I saw
commentary
27
box.
is number 7. It's François Fourie.
It's hard to see from the commentary box. We, especially with the light at the moment, it's also interesting to feel now with the low
Low sun,
sunshine.
especially when you're in the square leg, the point boundary. If you're fielding on the club end, the clubhouse end or side of the field, then you look straight into the sun.
.77 is the target to win out of 8 overs. Obviously a shortened match due to the rain.
Well, actually, this reminds me a little bit of one of my earliest matches. I started playing in the Hofklasse when we still played 60 overs per innings. So many matches ended up at about 8 o'clock or even later, 8:30.
Straight away, first run on the board. Off the glove, I would say.
Of Fourie
and brings Max O'Dowd on strike.
Max O'Dowd, great player. He's been playing for the Dutch 11 now. Have you played? Were you manager when he started playing in the Dutch 11?
We were preparing for that's well picked up. And straight away, a bit of wrist action there, 4 runs from Max O'Dowd.
He makes it look so easy, this guy.
He's a big boy, he hits them hard. He was actually he was not as sturdy as he looks now. I think it was 2015, early 15, when we were in New Zealand preparing for the qualification series of the World Cup 2015, and obviously he was living in New Zealand. We were preparing there, and his parents, who we all know, asked, listen, he lives there, would you mind if he joins the training, preparation? He's happy to feel ball, bat a little bit, and
Do whatever is necessary.
and he was not immediately considered for the team, but obviously showed that he could play the game, and then was asked to come to Holland to play in the national competition.
Whoa!
And this is a serious hit.
That's just a big shot.
That is 10 of 2 balls. I tell you, he didn't play those shots when he first joined the setup, but he's obviously
He's learned a little bit.
he's benefited from being involved, and he basically qualified himself by showing that he's a very good cricketer, and he had short hair then.
Shorter hair, yeah, but it's now kind of a trademark. It's very recognizable. If you look at any player, then it's okay, it's this big sturdy guy with the long hair.
I would have expected like a bet going on during the qualification of the recent series in Zimbabwe. If they qualified for the World Cup, that he would have shaved off his hair or something. But
Yeah.
one of the other players did, I believe.
Okay.
Nirmanu.
Yeah, it's been an amazing tour. I mean, qualifying and reaching the number 10 spot in the world, that's fantastic.
If you're honest, if you saw the team that went to the tournament without, did you believe they would be able to?
I thought it would be quite impossible. I mean, even like you had Sri Lanka, Zimbabwe and the West Indies, the top 2 qualified, and you, of course, you would think that Sri Lanka would qualify, they're the best of the rest. Then either Zimbabwe or the West Indies, that was my thought. And I would have been very proud if they ended up 3rd or 4th, because there are some other teams that were pretty good contesters. And yeah, ending up reaching the finals and qualifying for the World Championship, that's amazing. And even without some top players, Paul van Meekeren and
Ackerman,
Van
der Merwe,
Rudolf van der Merwe, those are good players. And
Klaassen.
Fred Klaas, yeah, you can, if you can
Imagine
do
being a selector. You have a
tough job. I mean, the guys
yes,
have
but
done
also
well.
what a luxury position. If you think back to the 2011 World Cup, where you basically had 8 certain inclusions in the
Choices, yeah.
squad, and then having to literally search for
For players to fill up the gaps.
yes, and look at them now. I mean, it's
And that, I mean, searching for people is one thing, finding them is a second. But the team they have now, I don't see really weak links. I see good players, all fit for that level, and that's why it's going to be a tough choice. Thank you. Oh, the other ground is 43 for not after 2 overs. 43, that's a lot.
after 2 overs.
After 2 overs.
Hmm.
There's some big hitting going on there.
No wonder it's a bit loud over there.
No, but I mean, the side now looks very professional, very well organized, good players. They bat well, they bowl well, they field well. It really looks apart. It really looks a good, solid unit. And what I also like is the team spirit. I mean, there's not 1 or 2 stars. No, it's the whole team. Everybody contributes. Everybody has contributed to reaching this World Cup.
And what is really nice to notice is that the Dutch squad now, I mean, we in 2011 when I was team manager during the World Cup then in India, we nearly beat England in the first match in Nagpur. And now...
De Doesgaard scored 100.
Yes, he did. And again scored, if I'm not mistaken, 315 against Ireland in Kolkata, which we should have won after dropping a few catches. It didn't work out, but we almost won 2 matches then, and now we've really set
new
the
standards.
team new standards, and I think the teams will take us seriously. I think there's going to be a large demand on the video footage of the Dutch squad now.
Yeah, exactly.
They used to take us for granted, but now I'm pretty certain they will do their homework.
If you can score 378 runs, 200, sorry. No, 378.
Boom, that's a big shot again. Into the sun.
That's a six.
That easily made it. Tommy Hegelman basically offering a little bit of width on the leg side, and with a bit of a wrist action shot, Max O'Dowd puts it away. I mean, the qualification for the Super 10 in Sylhet was another freak result of the Dutch against Ireland.
Ooh,
another one. This doesn't really make it
safe.
all the way, but it lands safe in between
Easy to.
two fielders. So it's something to look forward to in India in October, November.
And don't forget, I mean, whatever the results are going to be, I mean, they're in the top 10. So they're playing the top 9 other nations of this world, which are completely full professional nations, playing cricket every day at a full professional level. So it's going to be really tough. It's going to be a really good learning experience for the guys. Again, cause an upset. I'm sure they can cause 1 or 2 upsets.
Well, they nearly did against Sri Lanka. They did
Yeah.
against the West Indies.
Yeah.
They should have beaten Sri Lanka, really.
Yeah. The betting let them down a little bit. The bad start, 2 openers going for little runs. A lot of noise coming from the other ground.
Noisy people, VOC. There's another big shot. There's a chance there. Feel they're getting under it. Simple catch in the end.
Yes,
Michael
Mullen,
Hart doesn't drop those.
Piers Fletcher out for 1 run only. I'm surprised actually, he only scored 1 run yet.
Maar de vang staat erop. Dat bedoel ik maar.
Imagine partnering with Max O'Dowd. The score is 21.
Yeah. How many runs have Max? 20. Quite dominant.
No extras. That's good effort from Excelsior.
Yeah. It's only the second over, so the run rate is healthy.
Remember, Excelsior beat VOC in the pool phase, but with a lot of betting to come, it's going to be a tough situation for Excelsior.
Yeah, and the big thing is Excelsior is playing tomorrow. They're playing their most important game of the season. They're playing VRA to maintain their Topklasse status. So,
Interesting shot.
So, yeah, they played 2 games today.
Yeah. Under.
Of course, they're small games. I mean, this is an 8-over game, but still.
But still, you're here the whole day.
Yeah, you've been busy here. It can work out fine. I mean, if you take some rest. I don't think it's really physically a tough day. I mean, the bowlers bowled maybe 6 overs, and the batsman batted me for mostly 10 overs. So it can't be that heavy physically. It's a good practice session. Are they playing on grass tomorrow? Of course they are.
Should be. don't think there's more rain expected.
Berry Lane, next batsman in. I would have thought actually that
Scotty.
yeah,
Well, Barry can bat, so
he can bat as well. Yeah, they're changing the batting order.
it's actually quite funny during the qualification tournament. Max O'Dowd most of the time had the supporting role with Vikram Singh.
Yes,
Vikram playing the shots and Max
take the singles,
Sort
get him on
of.
strike. Yeah.
sort of was the anchor to the innings. Sensible. Bowled really well in the semi-final as well.
Yeah.
Ingram. That's
Ooh,
another big
this
hit,
could be
but it's
out.
not far enough. Two fielders going towards the ball
Oh, dropped it.
and dropped it. That could be a very expensive drop
You
there.
don't want to drop Alex O'Dowd, sorry. Max O'Dowd.
It's impossible for us to see who dropped the catch, but let's not mention him in it.
He should not be named.
Like Herschel Gibbs. You just dropped the World Cup.
Ooh, that's a
Now
better
that's
shot.
like a
That's a
gimme.
lot better. Holy neck.
And he didn't even play hockey, Max. That was a bottom
He
hand
could have been
slot.
a hockey player. That's my shot, actually.
Yes.
My favorite shot. I used to play that shot when I was younger, in my youth, just a cow corner hoik. Because of course my hockey talent. And people didn't appreciate it, and now it's a common shot. So I was way ahead of my time in those days.
Yeah. You missed out on the T20 format.
Yeah.
You actually see fielders completely unaware where the ball ended up because of the sun. It's not easy to field at the moment.
No.
And it looks like the strip is holding up, so it's not that much of a disadvantage to bat second.
No, it's only been a short
By
innings,
the
of
looks
course.
of it.
Yeah. No, so far,
Chinese cut.
he actually bowls more like a pacer than a spinner.
And it's funny to see how far he delivers the ball from far outside.
Sideways. Yeah.
Yeah,
He
darts
creates
in the
the
cross
inward
almost.
angle. Yeah. That's interesting to see what Excelsior is going to do now. I mean, the run rate is now over 10 runs and over.
24
11
for
ago.
1
11 and over. So that's
after 3. And as said, a lot of betting to come. So Excelsior need a miracle.
yeah. See what they're going to do now. Not a spinner probably. Or not? No, it's not a spinner. Niels Edman is going to bowl. You're not going to take the pace of the ball.
Otherwise the second field behind us is in trouble.
Yes, I think we can expect some balls this way.
I think
Ed?
he should take pace off, like you say. Here we go, and that's an opportunity there.
No, it's not getting
Dropping
there.
short.
Oh!
Great effort.
It would have been a miraculous catch. One-handed dive forward.
Michael tried his everything. That was an amazing effort. It's probably the hardest thing as a fielder to have to dive forward at 100% pace almost.
Yeah. Well,
I was
dive
never very
backwards.
good at
I mean,
that.
if the ball goes over your head, you have to walk backwards, and then that's also quite tough. When the ball goes over your head. I think it's going to come this way.
It's going to happen now. Another 6 from the sweet spot.
Against the wall of the clubhouse. That's a big 6.
That must not have gone higher than 12 meters. A flat 6.
Yeah, and I think that's where I think VOC did a great job by getting the pace of the ball. And this is much easier to hit. The ball comes onto the bed nicely.
Max O'Dowd 33 runs in the 4th over.
I think as a bowler you should bring in some slower balls. That's my opinion as a non-captain.
It's nice to sit
Sit on the sidelines, I know.
sideline and watch the proceedings.
You should look at Jelte. He's also a bit of a pace bowler, but he took the
Here we go.
pace of the ball.
Another one.
that is-
It's another opportunity.
oh,
Fielder gets under it. Straight
oh,
into
he
the
dropped
sun.
it. And 4 runs.
We won't name names again. It's hard, it's tough, it's straight into the sun. He's wearing glasses, but
And actually, I said about 5 minutes ago, 10 minutes ago, that you don't want to drop Max O'Dowd.
you don't.
But drop him twice, that's going to cost you.
It is tough.
Yeah.
And especially the pressure, like you say, when Max O'Dowd, which is potentially a match winner, you need to take your catches.
As a bowler, I mean, you've done the hard work, you got the best man out, but then,
Yeah. And obviously you bowl wide afterwards.
yeah.
It's
And of
deflating.
Yeah. You see all the body language of the team is a bit down. You don't hear them, they're quiet.
Yeah.
Nobody's pumping the energy into the squad.
Dan is het beter om het kan minder snel.
This could be a key moment as
Like
well.
you say, maybe they're looking
Ja, ja, ja.
forward to tomorrow already. That's the biggest of the lot. But I mean, why would you bowl outside leg stunt
Yeah.
at
I
not
don't think
exactly
he did
express
it
pace?
deliberately. It's 49 of 52 of the 52 runs that have been scored in this innings.
And
And batsman number 3 also has 1 run.
it's a 4th over. Should be like the 24th ball. Bowled.
There's 1 wide.
That's big.
That was a big 6.
No, but
Big
also
shot.
the scoring rate is big.
Easy single there. I think the only thing that can save Excelsior is a wicket. Well played. 50 runs for Max O'Dowd. In I think in 15 balls, 20 balls.
Well, the total innings now is,
It's 25 balls.
so it must be.
Oh no, 24.
It's so nice of him to leave the other batsman a few balls to face.
Nou, dat deed hij een keer met Fourie en die was meteen uit.
Fielder couldn't pick up the ball because of the light.
I think Excelsior is now dropping their heads and saying, okay, it's
Done deal.
24 over.
4
4
overs.
overs. 4 overs to go, so we're halfway now. It's only 20 runs needed. With 5 runs and over, 9 wickets in hand.
It's going to be a tough one.
Tough ask. So will you be there in India, Ed?
I'm hoping to somehow get there, yes. Obviously, it's always hard for a small sport back in the home country to find sponsorships, and my background is sports marketing. So with a couple of parties, we're trying to find as much funding as we can get for Dutch cricket.
Yeah.
But there's nothing finalized yet. But obviously, I'd like to think that with the experience I jeepers.
Oof.
Another opportunity, feel they're getting under it.
Ah, that's a catch.
And that is
out.
Very
Good catch.
catch.
That's
Drie keer uit moeten zijn.
Nee, 2 keer.
3 keer zeker.
Dit is de derde keer.
Dus die 50.
Anyway, he's got his 50, maxed out, beautiful innings, basically single-handedly.
Yeah,
Took
got
care of,
VOC reasonably towards home.
And Scott Edwards can finish things off. 20 runs to go. But as said, Klaus-Jan, it's vital now for Dutch cricket to get some funding going.
Yeah.
Even during World Cup in India, it was very tough to find financial backing. There's so many things behind the scenes that nobody knows about, like the global sponsorship pool from ICC. It's an exclusive sponsor pool, which means that the likes of Emirates prevent usual suspect Dutch companies like KLM to be involved.
Yeah.
Heineken excluded because of a Indian beer brand. Financials troublesome because of Indian financial companies.
Institutions, yeah.
So you have an issue to sort of find a sponsor that is willing to support the team longer term, preferably.
Yeah, not just the World Cup in India.
No,
you
that's
might think
easy.
of an Indian company to support you, but then the years after, when the World Cup is held or other tournaments are held in different countries.
Yeah, and even the next World Cup is in USA, which combined obviously with West Indies, you would expect that to be a very good proposition for companies to attach your name to a team on the rise, I would say.
Yeah, a fresh rising team.
And imagine, I remember I was dealing with a potential sponsor for the 2009 T20 World Cup. And that was an English firm, and obviously we played at Lord's against England the first match, and this was an English firm, and the CEO of the company said, we're not in the habit of sponsoring losing teams. And then after beating England at the opening match of the World Cup at Lord's, I received a text from the very same person that sort of was a bit highbrow in declining the offer, with 20 times a 4-letter word which I cannot pronounce on TV. But it's a tough ask to connect people to Dutch cricket, because in the home country it's such a small sport. I believe we're the number 36 sport to people playing the sport. So an opportunity there.
Yeah. No, you need a company that has to dare to take a risk.
Well, we were very lucky with ABN AMRO being connected to Dutch cricket. But again, there's so many circumstances surrounding a sponsorship. For instance, ABN AMRO was in the sponsorship because they had a massive stake in India. And then with the changing scenery in the banking world, 4 runs. I mean, you want to bounce the ball, don't you? Anyway, ABN AMRO lost their interest in India, so the whole foundation under the sponsorship
was gone.
So after 3 years, we lost them as a sponsor, but they were very good for us. They supported Dutch cricket in many respects. So it sounds easy, and there's a lot of people saying it's impossible why we can't find sponsorships for Dutch cricket, but there's so many issues surrounding this sponsorship. But I'm pretty certain that there will be some sort of a deal announced pretty soon, because playing a World Cup in India with the...
there should be a company or several companies that would love to invest in a fresh young team that's playing against the odds and might cause a few upsets. And
but again, because of the restrictions, you can only do a 10 by 10 centimeter logo on the leading arm. I mean, stuff like that. This is really clever. Tommy Hegelman should obviously...
good running there as well.
Good running there. Scotty not tired after playing in Zimbabwe. Apparently running 3.
Actually, the big things are happening at the field next door.
Hopefully there's also a frog box stream from the second ground at VRA as well.
Yeah, that would be great. I'd like to have a
That's good cricket. Just take your
7 runs to win. VOC 70 for 2 now. After 5 overs. That's something you didn't see in the early days.
No, T20. That's T20 for you.
Yeah. In the 80s and 90s, it was like if you score 100 runs after 33 overs, you'll be doing well. That's a
well,
good
remember in the 60 over era you just mentioned, 200 was like wow, that's a
good score. Yeah, done well.
And now in 10 overs, if you don't score in the region of 200 runs, you're like in IPL 200 is like almost normal now.
I remember that the first T20 match, if you scored 30 runs, you did a good job. It was like a 50 in a regular game. But now 30 is nothing. It's like, okay.
Hit the ball, man.
Yeah.
Taking pace off, Hegelman.
Great shots for the covers. That's nice.
Waiting for the ball, middling, finding the gap. Good cricket.
Zeker meer kijken, Klaasie. Maar dat seconds hebben gewonnen daar. VOC.
VOC seconds won, so they're champions of the what's it called?
Ah, you don't want to win with wides. Come on, Tommy Hegelman.
2 runs needed to win. So it's VOC's day today. Ooh, that almost hit his head. It's even hard for us to see now because the sun is coming under the tent now.
Beautiful.
That's going to be a victory for VOC. No,
it's stopped at the boundary.
Okay, I thought they would go back for the second run.
Outfield slowing up a little bit. Evening dew.
So this is what's probably the last ball of the match.
We have a tie.
The field's coming in now.
What must you do? Yeah, get them in. Scott Edwards, how fitting. He can score the winning run here. Hegelman, what is he going to do?
Yeah, he's got a ball, toss it up.
Offie. And there we go.
With a 6. That's a great end to this beautiful match.
A fitting end to a deserved win here for the T20 Cup of KNCB, deserved winners VOC at the expense of Excelsior. Earlier in the day, Excelsior beat Punjab. And VOC was the better of HCC. So I would say deserved winners, celebrating with their second team, which came over from the second ground here at VRA to support the first team. A deserved winner, I would say.
It's a good day for VOC. Is it
Nou Klaas, ik zag je wel heel erg juichen toen we wonnen.
Feestelijk, Henrik.
And that's probably it for us as commentators today. Hope you enjoyed it.
Yes.
I would say enjoy the celebrations of the teams in the middle. You don't need our commentary for that, I would say.
Thank you, Ed, for commentating with me. It was a pleasure.
Nice, Klaas-Jan. Enjoyed chatting.
And thank you, audience at home, for listening and watching the game. And hopefully we'll see you soon on the cricket ground again, live, with other matches this season or
It's
next season.
definitely worth it. We saw that today.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Ja, ik volg je helemaal.